So here's the idea canvas. As you can see, it's actually a small, thin cardboard box. Ever so simple. This is the Everything Brilliant branding on there. Actually, there's dozens of versions of this because we simply wrap that in the client logo and colour scheme. Ideally, it's still something very bright and very distinctive, and the idea there is really simple, which is it. You encourage your people to bring it to meetings or to leave it on their desk, which is permission for their colleagues, their friends to say, tell me about your idea, I'd love to hear more about it. And it gives a framework, a framework to have a discussion about ideas, a language if you like. If we open up, we can start to see the 6 sides of the box, numbered 1 to 6, and actually inside is the standard 3x3 sticky notes, and that's what we're going to use. So you see each one of these panels is just a little bit bigger than that standard sticky note. Now, as an example of this, I'm not going to write each one because you don't want to watch me write, so I pre-prepared them. But actually, I'm going to describe the idea canvas. The idea canvas was an idea. It started with an idea. So box number 1 simply says, keep it simple. It's a product. It's a service. It's an app that. It's a solution to. And the idea canvas is a tool. It's a tool to help describe and understand ideas. It's as simple as that. Box number 2 says it solves the problem. Now, it solves the problem, and really the trigger for the idea canvas was recognizing that actually, and it's a problem that I think almost all of us have experienced at one point or the other, and that manifests itself in that horrible kind of knot in the stomach, that sinking feeling when you're describing an idea which going to hit you like a bolt out of the blue. It's something you're already passionate about, but it's really obvious that you're not describing it properly because the other person is just got a blank look on their face, and it's a horrible feeling. And unfortunately, and this is the crux of the problem, that describing ideas is hard, and consequently most of us keep ideas to ourselves. We don't want to make ourselves feel vulnerable and foolish in case we do a bad job of describing ideas, so we keep those ideas to ourselves. Box number 3 says the problem effects. Now actually the target for the idea canvas, the user, actually is organizations. Organizations that recognize the value of encouraging their people to share ideas and engaging them to share ideas, but also recognizing that actually ideas can be very distracting. So yes, they want ideas, but they want fully formed ideas. Box number 4 is one of the harder ones. It's where most good ideas go and die. So it's a good idea, it solves a recognized problem, we understand who has that problem, we can perhaps even quantify that problem, but we need to make sure we understand why they would care enough about it to want to fix it. Now, the best example I give you of this is, I'm sure you've also been telephoned in the evening by somebody that cold calls you and tells you they can save you money on your energy bills. Now, you probably do have a cost of energy problem. But what do? We say, thank you, no thank you, and we put the phone down. Frankly, we don't care enough about our cost of energy problem that we do anything about it. And this is the really essential one. So it's not enough to have a good idea. We do need to understand actually why does someone care enough about that problem that they will adopt it. Now, in this case, I think organizations, I know organizations recognize that ideas have never had such a valuable currency, but they can also be very disruptive. If they choose the wrong idea to pursue, they can spend lots of time and money and end up failing. So understanding how best to evaluate ideas is a really crucial driver that would help them want to fix that problem. Box number 5 says how your idea solves the problem. Generally a simpler one for most people. Well, in this case it provides a very simple and low-cost way of collecting and evaluating ideas. And box number 6 is another one of the harder ones because it isn't something we would necessarily instinctively do, which is actually, how do I test my idea? What are the things I can do to test whether I'm right, whether this idea can meet that need? Now, in this case, what did I do? Well, actually, I built a prototype. Actually, it didn't look like this. It was nowhere near as refined. It was a piece of paper, but I tested it. Now, first and foremost, I tested it on my ideas, and I continued and refined it based on that. I tested it with clients, and the ultimate test is actually you build a mock-up, a minimal viable product. So it actually doesn't look dissimilar to this, and arguably this is a minimal viable product because it would be an app that we can use on our mobile phones at some point. So the test is, will people pay for it? Will people buy these? So you can see, very simple approach, following those 6 steps, recognizing, of course, that some people might get to 1 and kind of muddle through 2 and give up on 3, and that's absolutely fine. You tear them off and you start again, and you can continually refine these. When you have those 6, actually that is a qualified idea. That's something that you can then take to other people in the organisation and share that idea. And not only is there a much better way in which they can understand their idea, there's a proposition. Say, I want to test this. The next thing I want to do is do these one or two experiments. You can buy these on the website. Any feedback or questions, would love to hear from you.